In this episode, Ryan explains why he's so invested into the hotel business at the worst time when people are getting out and selling up. What it takes is to have confidence to go against the masses and purchase a hotel, with a second lockdown in the pipeline and the losses expected for the first 9 months. Having the confidence, vision and cash flow to keep the hotel open until the occupancy level returns in 2021? Why don't you tell Ryan what you think by leaving him a review? Problems, challenges and opportunities on Thursday. Every Thursday, Ryan takes you deep inside his business, sharing his problems, walks you through his challenges, talks about the opportunities that you only find once you've broken through the wall. That's the secret that every entrepreneur discovers, because the biggest problem in your business today usually becomes your greatest opportunity and asset tomorrow.
Hey podcasters, I hope everybody's doing good. What's the date today? Where are we? Tuesday the 11th of August. Okay, how has my day started? Well, let me explain. Okay, if any of you guys have been following, these podcasts, these episodes, you'll know that recently I bought the lease or acquired the lease on a hotel in Brighton. Okay, decent hotel, 14 bedrooms with sea views. Now, going from all of the property, let me go backwards actually before we go forwards. Let me go backwards. Now, before we acquired the hotel, we had lots and lots of short-let properties, service accommodation. We don't do Airbnbs, but we refer to them as Airbnbs. We're not on Airbnb. We left them in 2016 to be more upmarket. Maybe we'll go back to them. I don't know if the numbers work out, but we left Airbnb in 2016 because we was getting around about 33% more profit by going more upmarket and being on just a hotel booking website, okay? Booking.com. So we had lots and lots of different short-let properties, from studios, 1 beds, 2 beds, houses, flats, 3-bed houses, 3-bed duplexes, 4-bed houses, 4-bed triplex penthouses, 5-bed houses, oh my gosh, it keeps going, 6-bed houses, no 7-bed houses, and then 8-bed houses, okay? Now, we had all the linen being dealt with in-house. As you can imagine, the linen bill on that every single month is somewhere in the region of a few grand, okay? So a few grand, we had the linen all being done in-house, okay? So our own team, our own laundrette, you could say, washing, ironing, which is basically a full-time job. Plans earlier this year before the lockdown was, because we've got so many like shared houses, student houses, HMO houses, professional sharing houses. My plan, which is what I did, is I structured all of the contracts to end around about July. So all of those students or professionals, etc., would move out. And then I would take a new group of professionals or sharers from around about September. So I have a period of, all of July, all of August, and then all of September. It was around about 3 months, the window, sorry. So I structured the contract so they ended, and it gave, with professionals and sharers and students, and it gave me around about 3 months just to exhaust the summer on these larger properties, 5-bed, 6-bed, 8-bed, big, large houses, because there's a massive market for that, or there was for that, for massive houses in Brighton, on Airbnb, on Booking.com for large groups, okay? Now, right now, you can get anything up, or you used to, I say right now, up until the end of last summer, 2019, we could easily achieve for one of our large houses about £1,750 a night. This is a weekend, guys, in the summer, okay? So if you do the maths, sometimes our rent or our mortgage or our lease premium would be completely covered in a 1-night stay on the weekend in the summer. You probably find that very, very hard to believe, but that is the truth. If you said 2 nights, 1 weekend, 100% in the summer in our large houses in Brighton, that could cover our whole month's rent or a whole month's lease premium or a whole month's mortgage payment. And then you have about, 28, 29 more days in the month to make money to cash in. If you're a landlord and you don't know how to increase your rent up to 199% using Booking.com, then you're making a big mistake. Because every £1,000 of rent is now returning £3,000 every single month on Booking.com. And you never have to evict a tenant again. I'm serious. Anyways, I created an ebook. It's called The Rent Arbitrage Machine. So I can show you exactly how you can increase your rent up to 199% on your own rental properties. Just head over to theyrentanyhome.com/free book and just tell me where to send your free copy. So can you see where I'm going with this? Up until about 2019, yes, big houses were something that we focused on a lot, which were seasonal, and they only really worked, as you can imagine, large groups of 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 traveling. They're not really coming in January, not coming in February, not coming in November. They're not coming in October. They're coming in July, August, September. Anyways, so my plan before the pandemic, which is, end of last year, is to open up the bigger houses all just for the summer when the professionals and the sharers and the students leave. And then again, the professionals, the sharers, the students can come again around mid to the end of September. Okay, so that's the plan. All the contracts structured in that particular way. Then the pandemic comes. Because of the pandemic, the strategy completely changed. But going backwards again, my plan was to literally open our own proper laundrette. I don't mean like how we were doing it. People were taking it home, cleaners taking it home, housekeepers taking it home, etc., etc. By having a washed, dried, ironed, and returned, I meant looking for a lockup, looking for storage, looking for space, get industrial machines, tumble dryers, washing machines. We even had about 4 tumble dryers in one of the properties we had, our own little mini laundrette, but I'm talking properly on a commercial scale, just for us, not for other paying customers. Maybe we may have gone down that route in the future, I don't know. But just for us, because we had that much laundry or that much linen, which would have cost us around about £6,000 a month. That's right, £6,000 a month on linen and laundry would have been the cost, okay, before the pandemic. Then the pandemic comes. So we had to change things slightly. All of those student properties, those sharers, those big houses, etc. The reality is that plan had to be put on ice. So we didn't open a single house. Well, I say we didn't open. We did open a single house up just to test the market, but nobody wants to stay. Even, those large groups, social distancing, everything else. And I even brought the price down to around about £500 a night. And yeah, they still didn't book it, or very, very few bookings. So that was a test. And we knew this holiday season is completely finished. So forget that. So we had to go back and regroup and relet the properties and extend people's contracts and share, rent some rooms out in some of those properties that were vacant and void, etc. And find new groups of students and mix it up with professionals and mix it up with builders and contractors and everything else to fill those properties that would be sitting empty right now based on, the aftermath of the pandemic. So anyways, going back to the laundry. So I acquired this hotel during the pandemic, during the lockdown. Lots of people say that I'm mad, but I know this year the plan is not to make a fortune or to make real money. It will be next year, being prepared, having systems all set up, being ready for the summer and all the bookings that have been, all the events, all of the conferences that have been cancelled this year, and now they'll be postponed to next year. So that was my plan, looking forward and not just being, short-sighted and thinking of, right now. Because right now, being in the hotel business is the worst business to be in right now. But next year, it's a completely different story. If you've got the funds, if you've got the finance, if you've got the confidence, if you've got the skills, if you've got the money, you can bankroll it to get you to next year, because this year it will lose money. October, November, December, January, February, and then March it should come back, okay? So, because we acquired that hotel during the lockdown, there was no way that my team could also add another 14 bedrooms to the linen run or to the laundry run. And it was nearly, well, it was organized chaos before, if I'm honest. But it would have just been 10 times harder. Excuse me. 14 more rooms added, 10 times harder. So I outsourced it to a linen company. Now the linen company, I was actually with one company when I inherited the contract from when I acquired the hotel. They already had their own contract in place with a linen company. But looking at the terms of the contract, because it was in lockdown, in the pandemic, they was only offering one drop-off a week. So one drop-off a week would have meant, in a hotel with 14 bedrooms, it's worked out on a par. So what do you need to dress every single room in the hotel, which is one par? And that's something like 160 pillowcases and like 50 sets of this and 49 of those and 120 of these. It's massive, okay? And the problem we had was storage. We just don't have the storage to store all of that linen for 7 days worth of changes in the hotel. And then when it's dirty, okay, when it's folded up, 7 is a lot. 7 changes for 14 bedrooms is a lot, and towels and everything else. However, when it's dirty, it's 3-4 times the size, okay? We just did not have the storage to store that 7 changes and then 7 sets of dirty bedding stored, ready for the linen company to come once a week, okay? So for that reason alone, we had to go to another linen company. So the linen company that I found, they literally said, we can come 7 days a week. We're just outside Brighton. We can do this, we can do that, 7 days a week. So we are more expensive, but we can get to you 7 days a week. So we'll just deliver, say, 3 sets because of your storage situation. And then you'll have 3 deliveries a week, like Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And then if you need anything, just let us know and we'll be over the same day. That's how it was sold, and it was more money. The only reason I went with them, not mentioning any names, but it was more money, considerably more, was for the convenience that we didn't have the storage and they would come every single day. Okay. 3 weeks in to that new agreement, new relationship, we haven't been getting the deliveries when we're supposed to. Every time we tried to send an email to ask things to say, you know, because we work in emails instead of just phone calls, right, we didn't get it on this day. Can you explain why? We need it on these days. Can you confirm why it is not here? And this is what we need to order extra. Can we have it tomorrow, kind of thing? So we just work in emails and they just work in phone calls. They didn't really like the emails for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe there's a hidden deeper meaning. Anyway, they didn't like the emails. So then we start to call them and just say, can we have this? Okay, what do you need? Right, because you didn't deliver, you know, our linen, we've got no linen on the beds for the hotel. No linen on some of our corporate properties. So we need, and we read out a list. So we send them a list. This is like last Friday. Okay, that was a final straw. Last Friday. We call them. We haven't got this. And they say, oh, we've got a delivery coming to you on Monday. We say, okay, Monday. Keep that delivery because we will still need that on Monday. But today we need this. Okay. We give them a list. And they say, yeah, we'll have it all ready. Come over and collect it. Send the driver. He goes over to collect it. He comes back, it goes into the cupboards, we go to put it on the beds, and then we realize that they've sent the Monday's delivery, not the delivery, the extras that we needed that we just ordered. So they've now delivered Monday's delivery.
Make sure you've subscribed, because tomorrow you'll get free Fridays. Every Friday, we bring some fun and excitement back into business by giving away the unlocks you need to push you through the hurdles. Free training giveaways, free products, free mentoring, and all because it's Free Friday. So make sure you've left a review, posted questions in the Property Crash Course community, or done something great so we can salute you.
So that barely got us through the weekend. To be honest, it didn't even get us through the weekend. Come Monday, we don't get the delivery. The Monday's delivery we're supposed to get, which they gave us by mistake or, I don't know, on purpose on Friday, now we've got no linen on Monday. So the problem is just getting postponed and delayed and delayed and delayed and postponed and pushed back. It was a problem on Thursday, it was moved back to Friday. Then there's a problem on Friday, it was moved back to Monday. Now we've got the problem on Monday and then it's moved across to Tuesday. Now we're at Tuesday. I'm at McDonald's about to order some food, so hold on 1 second, everybody. Breakfast, early.
Good morning. Can you bear with me 1 moment, please?
Yeah, sure. Sorry about that, guys. I just arrived at McDonald's for breakfast, starting the day. Just tell you a little story about McDonald's. I just double-checked the bag, because the other day when I came, I really like the double sausage and egg sometimes. Otherwise, the single sausage and egg, because sometimes the double is too greasy and it's too much and it feels bad if I have the double. So sometimes I cut it back to feel healthy and have the single sausage and egg McMuffin meal, black coffee. And then it comes with a hash brown. But I love the hash browns, so I order an extra hash brown. But the last time, there was no bloody hash brown in there. So I had to just check the bag to make sure that this time they put the hash brown in. Anyway, so like I said, going back to the linen company. They just delayed the problem. It's been going on for 3 weeks. They haven't been giving us deliveries on the days that we're expected to get deliveries, and every time we ask for it and everything else, they try and convince us that we don't need deliveries on those days for whatever reasons, but we do. We know what we need, that's what we need, and that's it. Okay, so maybe they had a bit of leverage because we didn't have any other linen provider, so we sort of had to go along with asking for things that we needed and them talking us out of getting them for whatever reason. Anyway, the problem just went on and on and on. So we're finding ourselves at least twice a week with no linen. All of the stress it brings, calling them, trying to get hold of them, asking them, you know, when are you going to deliver it, etc. Or can we come and get it? We go to get it and it's wrong. And then we're not getting deliveries. Right now, we've got probably 22 bags of linen dirty in our hallway to our hotel that was put out the other day for them to collect, and they just didn't come on the day they're supposed to come. They just didn't come. So the linen is all out, piled up in the hallway. Anyway, this has happened multiple times now, so I've made a decision that we're not using them anymore. That's it. I've done a new deal with a new company that will deliver the linen, the laundry, 5 sets to all of the properties that we have, 5 sets to the hotel, and they will deliver and collect 2 days a week. Exactly what we need, because we have 5 sets, not 3 sets. And we can't store 7 sets. So today, massive problems. No linen arrived Friday that we needed, so we got through the weekend just about. Monday, no linen arrived again. It's now Tuesday. Tuesday, we've literally got no linen once again. So we go back to what we did before, our own bedding, our own stuff. So I've literally taken about 15 bags, maybe 18 bags of linen to the laundrette, given it to the laundrette to pay for service washages, wash this, dry this, fold this, and give it back to me today so we can get it on the beds. That's just cost me £192 plus £8 on top. I think they charged me £8 something else. So basically £200. It cost me exactly £200 today. Actually, let me look. I've got the ticket here. Okay, it says 190. They knocked some money off. They did it for £190 today, linen, in the laundrette to get it washed, dried, and back on the beds for people to use. That's just one day, guys. That's one day. That £200 just covers us for one change of 1 day's worth of linen. And believe me, that's not all the properties. That's just a hotel and probably 5 of the holiday rentals. Anyway, the moral of this story is... What is the moral of this story? The moral of this story is, when you start to see problems with the people that you're working with, you can't have any delay in wasting time or energy thinking that they're going to be any better than how they've already shown you how they perform. Because of the pattern that they've already shown us with the failures every week a couple of times should be enough for you to know that this is just how they operate. This is just how they do business. This is just how they work. So in that sense, it's my mistake, because I should have acted sooner. As soon as I knew that they were like this, as soon as I knew that they're not providing the service we need, as soon as I knew that they couldn't deliver on what they promised, I should have just jumped ship and just worked with somebody else and blown them out. But I gave them the benefit of the doubt. We've had arguments with my housekeeping manager, etc., because she's ringing. There's no fucking linen again. There's no linen again. There's no linen again. It's the same crap every single time. 3 weeks this has been going on now. So the moral of this story is when you see people performing like this that you're working with in business, you should just immediately just nip it at the bud and just move on, because it will just continue. The problems will continue. Now, yeah, my mistake. It's all on me. I understand that. It's all on me. The buck stops with me. So there you go. There's my rant for the morning. Where are we? Tuesday, the 11th of August. Massive linen problems in the hotel business and holiday rental business. Hope everybody has a great day.
He's a #1 Amazon bestseller. He's an NLP manipulator. He's a property course seller. He's a Lamborghini driving multi-millionaire property guru. Forget that same old boring I am me narcissistic podcast format, because nobody gives a f***. This podcast is all about you. So I'm taking these few seconds to thank you for subscribing, to thank you for leaving your 5-star reviews, and thank you for sharing this show with all of your friends. My team and I will keep bringing you these episodes and answering all of your burning questions in my Facebook community group called Property Crash Course. If you can just keep telling all of your friends about this show.